definitely a crucial part of the season for you guys with the last 2 games. How are you going to turn things around for this week?
This week we just got to come in with a different mindset. We got to learn from the few games we played and learn how to get better, especially in the rebound category. With Zed down, I feel like he's a big part of our whole game plan. So we got to figure a way how to be successful without him until he gets back.
In the last game, you had some really big shots at the end. Are you starting to get that confidence, get that rhythm kind of at this point in the season?
Most definitely. I had to talk with Coach Deaver and Coach Holt. I feel like they have helped me prepare my confidence. I feel like right now it's probably at an all-time high. So I feel really comfortable going so far along in the season, and I can't wait for other games.
Sorry, can you catch up? When did you have that talk with them?
We had the talk right around New Year's. So that's when they were like, hey, they just put me aside and make sure like my mental was good, like making sure that like they knew like for the next coming games I was gonna like achieve more minutes and what they expected out of me, basically just to be like an aggressive on-ball two-way player, try to make that my role for the team. So I feel like I've been pretty much successful.
I know they used the phrase during the preseason about normalizing struggle for especially for the freshmen in this team. What is that like doing that now compared to like maybe in the preseason when you're going to go through ups and downs in practice? We're all not going to see that. When as a team you're going through ups and downs now and it's all on national TV. How is that different dealing with struggles that like as a team and individually you probably haven't dealt with before?
It's definitely different because social media plays such a big aspect of it. But I think we just really got to stay together. In one locker room with all the players and staff. I think we all just need to stay together and, not go on our own separate agendas. We need to stay together and, grind the rest of the season out.
You said social media can impact. Is that just reaction from fans, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it can be like reaction from fans. Social media puts everybody on blast. I'm pretty sure like everybody's human. Like they're gonna look at it and see it, and then have some sort of reaction to it. So I feel like we got to try to do our best to minimize as much as that in our own personal agendas and do what's best for the team.
Can you get rid of your phone? You can't do that. But we've heard that from other athletes. I mean, that kind of stuff can get in your head, right?
Yeah.
So it's better to, I don't know, what can you do?
Right. It's best to just look for the team's goals and what we would like to be, in the future.
Roddy, you talked about staying together. What have you guys said to Felix during this time when he needs to step up?
We usually, he's a freshman, he's only 18 years old. So you really can't get on him too much. We try to give him as much love and caring as possible. We try to joke on him about it, what you can. Me personally, I don't try to, you need to do this, you need to do this. I try to help him along the way, because it's all just a learning process for him right now.
Coach Holman talked about maybe help him get in better position, whether that's if he's got one foul left or whatever, for the perimeter players to set him up in a better position. How much has that been discussed this week?
It's been discussed a lot because sometimes us as guards we guilty or we might be out of position and we the guard got a straight line drive to the basket and we rely on Felix to hip it or wall him up at the rim, and sometimes fouls don't go our way. So unfortunately he was in foul trouble pretty early. So it's just something we all gotta learn.
With Zed being a captain and a leader for this team, has he given you guys any message about playing without him and stuff like that during the stretch?
We only played one game so far. We only had a few practices without him. So I would say on the bench and during practice and stuff, he does a good job of still being impactful, whether it's with his voice or just teaching Felix as well as everybody else. I haven't been in this situation before.
When you talk with coaches and they say things like they're going to need more minutes out of you, I assume that's a positive in your mind, right? You want to have a bigger role with this team, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I just want to feel just to have a big impact on the game. So that's when he told me, defensively is going to be where I'm going to have to bring it. So I really enabled that role and try to make my game make my game known.
And how do you feel like that side of the game has come throughout the whole season, just your evolution there?
I feel there's been a progress for me, especially guarding these older guards. You've been learning a lot more stuff. I think it's been an amazing experience for me, just to build my game up more.
Roddy, as a team, when you guys get into late game situations, you guys have been through some of that stuff in high school, and you played at some really high levels where you had to make plays in crucial situations. How is that different at this level compared to what you had to do in high school?
At this level, there's probably 20,000 or more players, people looking at you, staring at you in the arena. So I feel like just the pressure of everybody, like the gym gets loud. You really can't hear what coach is trying to call out. But like just that togetherness I was just saying earlier, where we all, are feel together, it just kind of makes you feel comfortable, with what we worked on.
Where do you think, where is this team from a connected standpoint? I mean, with 4 freshmen playing as much as they are and you guys all playing in some of these crucial moments, like where do you think you guys are as far as staying connected when things get tough and if you do take a loss or two?
I mean, like I said, this is a learning experience, especially for us freshmen. I just feel like we're getting a lot better than what we were. So like we've been in these situations a few times before, so I feel like it's a progression. So we have been getting a lot better.
Roddy, what does Ice bring to the locker room, and how different was it, like now with him back versus when he was gone?
Most definitely, we are a different team without Ice. Like he just brings so much leadership, charisma, energy to the team. Like there's sometimes where we all hang our heads, but he always is the one that gives us the energy to keep keep fighting. But like his role is like imaginable. Like there's no replacing him.
How's he been a leader in your eyes, just kind of helping you out in your transition?
In my eyes, like he's just like, I give thanks to him a lot because it's like he always told me to maximize the things that I have. Like if it's going in the game for 5, 10, 15 minutes, go make that the most impactful time that you have. So like just being around him and hearing him talk about different defensive stuff that I can improve on, like it's just really amazing.
Roddy, you touched on it kind of being a learning experience for you so far, 15 games in. What would you say is probably the biggest lesson you've taken from, your time here so far?
Biggest lesson I would say is to be where your feet are. Coach Holt went over that during the summer, but I never really grasped it until now, where it's like don't think about games ahead or plays behind. You just need to be where your feet are, that possession, that play.
Is it hard to do that at times, or did you feel like you ever feel yourself catching yourself, maybe I'm looking too far ahead?
I wouldn't say looking too far ahead, but more behind. Like say I miss a shot, I'm thinking, all right, dang, I missed a shot, and that may affect my next play, whether it's defense or offensively. So I feel like throughout the season I've been a lot better.
Is it wild to think you're halfway through the regular season of your freshman year?
It's wild. Like I just felt like yesterday we were, having scrimmages against Chaminade. So like I feel like it all been really fast, but it's been a great experience honestly with the team I have. I love these guys.
Where do you think what could this second half of the season hold for you guys?
I think we have a chance to shock the world. Honestly, people think like we don't have enough, strength to win out through like late games. So I think that's a part in our game where we can, change our total aspect.
Roddy, speaking a little bit to the defense and really bigger picture rebounding and whatnot, with Felix down there in the post and whatnot, and you mentioned being a defensive player, how much of an emphasis has been put on rebounding? I believe Coach Holman mentioned that in the preseason, just in practice, how much of an emphasis is rebounding, and especially with Felix down there a little bit more?
Definitely, rebounding is one of our main focuses and practices. We usually do lots of rebounding drills, but we got to go help Felix. There's no excuses for that. We have a 7-footer under the rim, and we can't rely on him to catch, 40 rebounds a game. We got to go in there and help him. I take responsibility for that, just because the guard on Maryland had, 12, 13 rebounds, and that's just unacceptable. So I feel like we just got to be better with rebounding defensively, most definitely.
What have you seen looking at Minnesota?
We haven't really looked into Minnesota yet, but we will do that in today's practices. The record hasn't really shown much, but you really can't sleep on any teams in the Big Ten. If you do, you will totally regret it. So this is going to be great for us, honestly, just to get a win or a good game under our belt.
We were talking about your defense a moment ago. It seems like your offense has maybe started to come into its own a little bit. Where do you continue to grow at that end? Where do you think you're able to starting to be able to do on the offensive end?
It's just really my confidence, in my opinion. Me and Bieber work on different jump shots coming off of pause screen situations. So, just my confidence in doing so have been very much better.
Thanks, Roddy.
Thank you, sir.